Hello, my dear ones. It's Jill again with Greenwood Girl Cards, and I'm coming on to kind of do the second half of the paper piecing video. So just a reminder, I'm using this stamp from Red Lead Paperworks, and it's this little fairy or angel, and it has a sentiment that says she sprinkles a pinch of fairy dust. So it is a fairy. And this is Red Lead's website, Red Lead Paperworks. I love their company. As you guys know, if you've been with me for any length of time, and these are beautiful red rubber stamps, and just create beautiful images and just incredible detail that you can see in the stamp itself. So that is what I'm using to paper piece. And as I said before, you want to pick a stamp where it's fairly easy to cut around the detail that you want to paper piece. It just makes it easier. Some stamps are just too detailed, or the lines are really tight and it's hard to get in there to cut them out. So I tend to pick things that are a little bit easier to paper piece. So I did pick this image, and I wanted to show you this is just stamped on some cream cardstock from Paper Tray ink. And I did lightly color this just to kind of show you how cute this image looks with barely any coloring to it. You literally can just put this on a card, and it's just so sweet and endearing, you know, and just pick a sentiment or put a happy birthday or whatever you want to do. It would make a beautiful set of note cards too, I think. It's just the really sweet, sweet image. So I did color the face and the wings as well as the base on this. But I did, you can see here, I have all these pieces that I've colored and cut out, and including the dress and the collar, and even the base here, which I've colored. So I wanted to mention that when you're trying to get rid of the white color on the stamps, I ended up using this W00 Warm Gray because it's a very light color. It gets rid of the white, but it doesn't show very much. And so that's another way you could edge the stamps. If you're worried about using a dark color, this is a lot more forgiving. And I have done this on some of mine before, and I just forgot to pull that out. So I pulled that stamp out when I was coloring and thought that's what I used to edge with when I don't have my black, you know. Sometimes when you do a black marker, you want to do a black edge. If you do a brown, you might want to do a brown edge so it really shows. But you know, depending on what you're doing and if you're coloring or whatever, using the gray on the edge works just as well to just kind of dim that white edge down. But the whole idea is you don't want someone to notice your cut lines. So you want to do something to dim the edges so that it's not apparent that you've cut it and layered it up, okay? So what I have done is essentially I colored the boots in. I've essentially created you know, all my pieces, and I wanted the wings to be able to look like they were flying. So I cut the wings out, and I'm going to put some foam tape behind them so that they pop up and they're two layered. And that's why I colored the ones underneath, because they are going to show when I pop them up. Okay, so you can do that, and then it's fun to color the face because you want the face and the layer of the dress, you know, to be similar, or even to pop the face up slightly so that it looks like, you know, she's wearing the clothes versus the clothes wearing her, so to speak. So you could even pop her face up slightly, and that makes this a really fun card to work with. So I am going to be gluing all this down and popping the wings up to finish my card. So and then adding the little collar on, which I colored in pink after I paper pieced it. So this is essentially what the card is going to look like. And then, of course, I'm going to add some finishing touches. So I'm going to see if I can do this on camera. I did take this beautiful paper that I found in my stash, and I have taken a scissor and just roughed up the edges of the paper because I'm kind of going for a more rustic or vintage look. And so I often will do this with my scissor to just create this kind of roughed up edge. Okay, so I did that all around this piece of paper. And you can also do it to the card itself if you want it, you know, so if you want to have a really rustic looking card all the way around, you can just take your scissor and also rough up the edges of the card base itself. So, oops, there we go. So that way they look similar. So there we go. There's that. I want that to be, the whiting to be right side up. And I just cut, just in case you're wondering, I just cut the paper to 4 1/4 by 5 and, what is it, 5 1/2, 5 and, just 1/4 shy of 5 1/2. I can't think what that is for the life of me right now. Anyway, so I'm going to glue this down if I can find my glue. Where is my glue? Let's see. Oh dear. Let's see. Let's just grab this and we'll open a new one. So my favorite glue to use is this Tomo Mono liquid glue, and the other one that I use is Aleene's. I use a lot of Aleene's also. And then I also like using these art glitter glue, especially the Dries White one when I'm doing snow in the winter time. So they also have a Dries Clear version. So it just depends, again, what your project is. I do like the smaller Memento bottle better than this bigger one because the glue comes out a little too fast on this one. You have to be really careful. But if you're gluing cardstock, it's not bad. It's if you're gluing thinner papers, you don't want to use a lot of glue because you can end up with glue marks that show through. So, but when you're using cardstock, it's really okay usually. So there's my little piece of pattern paper. Okay, and then I'm going to take my angel. I'm going to slip all this off. Let's glue the little, I'm going to glue this little collar onto the dress. Just put a little dab of glue there. You can always use your finger to smooth things out, or a paintbrush can be very helpful. But I'm going to go ahead and fit this in. And again, all of these edges have been touched either with a brown marker or that W00 just to get rid of the white. We just don't want the white to show. And then we have our little angel, which again, I think would be adorable just by itself even. You could color the dress very easily. So this would be so cute, either colored or paper pieced, I think. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this. You can see where I miscut, but I don't think it's going to show very well. So I'm not going to worry about it, about my little mistake there. That's half the fun of making something from scratch, you know, is the little charm that it adds when you have little things that are not perfect. So don't ever worry about that. Getting something handmade is such a joy. So there we go with the dress. We've got it in place. All right. And then I'm going to slip this piece on. You can see again that I edged it with that gray marker, and I colored it also. And we're going to slip this in up to the dress and make sure it lines up. You can always pick things up and turn them to make sure you're able to line things up to the best of your ability. And then if any of those white edges don't look quite dark enough, you can just grab your marker and get the right one here, yeah, and just go over it again if you need to. So, and make sure it's all nice and covered. All right. All right, so that part's done. And then I want to get some little pop dots. I only have these ones right now, so we'll use a piece of this. I just grab one of these off of here. And we're just going to put a little piece of this at the base. I'm actually going to cut it in half. And just do a little piece at the base of each of these. And it's always good to put a little bit of glue. Glue is always good too. So let's see, which side is this? I think it's this side. Is it? Or is it this side? I think it's this side. Okay. And I want it to line up perfectly. And I think that's going to be too close to the bottom. We're going to move it up here so that I can glue it flat and then just have the wing pop up away from this. So there we go. All right, and that way you can see the wing. I'll show you that up close. So now the wing has 2 layers, and it's still lined up really well with the cut image. So you can't tell. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll put this part in the middle, up towards the top of the wings, and then we're just going to put a little bit of glue down here at the base. Okay. And then we'll put this one on this side. And just line that up really good and press down and hold. Make sure it's attached. All right. And then the last part is going to be the face, and I'm trying to decide how I want that popped up. I think I want it popped up near the top. So we're going to take another piece of the foam tape, and I probably would use, the Daiso foam tape is a little bit thinner. So if you don't want it popped up too much, you could definitely do a piece of that gray. I think I've shown the Daiso tape to you guys a few times on projects. So I actually want this to be up near the top, and then I'm going to glue the bottom flat so that it is close. So we'll put a little bit of glue on here. And then we're going to pop this down so that it lines up perfectly. Make sure we get it just right. All right, oops. All right, so there is our little paper pieced girl, and she's gonna go on this card. Now, I think it needs a little something to ground the image down here. So I'm gonna decide whether I want that color. I think that pink doesn't match the roses good enough, so maybe this beige would be good. But I'm gonna rough this up just like the other ones, because I want it all to kind of look roughed up. I could also do a piece of that pretty Dollar Tree lace. That would be really nice. But this card, it was my sister's birthday, and I haven't even mailed her card yet, you guys. I'm so behind on birthdays for January. Every year I think I'm going to do better, but I can't keep up with everything. But being a single parent is like that. You have to pick and choose your battles every week. It doesn't change. So, you know, we had some excitement this morning because Timmy's school closed down. The teachers, overnight, many of our teachers took ill. So I am praying for all of them and hoping that this new strain of COVID isn't part of the problem. I think I am going to have to get that Daiso thinner. Let's see if that's going to stay better. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on there. I really want to make sure this is roughed up enough. And your fingernail can also help with that. And then we'll just put a little bit of glue on the back of this and put this down. Okay. I'm going to leave it so it's just at the edge of what's already there. See if I can get that. Maybe I need a little more glue. I don't think I put quite enough. Let's see. Let's put a little more right there. And a little bit at the ends. There we go. That way it'll grab really quick. This Tombow Mono dries really fast, which I love. I love that. Okay. So we'll just go like this. And get that stuck down here. Make sure it sticks down good. So give it a little press. Okay. And then, oh, and I kind of bent her face. What a bummer. All right. You got to be kind of careful when you're fiddling with separate pieces, but I think I can kind of smooth that out a little. Okay. So here she is, and this little piece of paper at the bottom sort of grounds her. And then I have to decide if I want to add anything else. But for now, we're just going to call this good. And I'm going to go ahead and glue her down. So we'll put a little glue everywhere. And we're going to secure her to the card. And then I'm sure I'll end up, you guys, like all my cards, I'll look at it tomorrow morning and I'll decide what it needs for finishing touches. But I just think this image is so adorable. And it's so fun to do paper piecing. People often will look at it and be like, how did you make that look like that? And they just have no clue how you did it. So it just creates such a pretty image, and just the detail of it, I think, is something that's really fun. So I think this would be really cute too if you wanted to, is to cut a piece of fabric and make a pinafore on top of this. So there's so many ways you could play with this stamp. You could do lots of different things, but if you have, some pinafore type fabric, you could make a pinafore on here. So that's my little card for today. I do think it needs just another little touch. I'm looking to see what scraps I have here that I could fiddle around with a little bit. Like, I think it needs just a little banner piece or something. Let's see. Let's see if I can make one really quick. I'm just going to cut this down in a straight line if I can. Or maybe I'll make it rustic. Let's see. We'll just go like this. All right. And then we'll just edge this to make it kind of distressed all over. And we'll see what this looks like to just add a little detail. And if I don't use it on the outside of the card, guess what? I can use it on the inside as a little finishing touch to the liner. But I almost think it needs just a little something somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. So maybe with a little button. Yeah, I think like that with a button or a piece of twine or a twine bow. It could just be, I wish I had some of my brown twine down here, but I don't think I do. Let's see. Maybe I can just make a little bow. You could almost put a little bow by her collar too. But I'm going to make a little double twine bow if I can. We'll see if I cut this long enough. Oh, I'm fiddling. It's not going well. It's always hard to do stuff on camera. We'll see if we can make this look good. Do I want a double bow or is that too thick? I think that's too thick. I think I just want a little simple little bow. So let's try it this way. You could also put a bow in her very simple hair. That would be cute too. So this is just a piece of baker's twine in a pink color. I think this is from Annie's Paper Boutique. She sells all sorts of really pretty twines in different shades and colors and combinations. And so you could do a bow on the front of her dress, or we could put one there and just have it hanging down. I'm not sure where I want it now. Maybe it needs a button and the bow on her dress. So I'm not sure what I want to do. I don't know. That looks too big. Let's see. There. So maybe just a little bow, and then maybe a piece of lace or a button up here. But that's what it's looking like so far. So I'm at 19 minutes. I'm going to let you guys go, but I want to say thank you for taking a look at paper piecing with me. And just remember, everybody does things a little bit different. There's lots of ways, different ways. I'm sure that people could recommend doing paper piecing differently than the way I've done it here. But I try to keep things as simple as possible. you know, and I do think picking an image where it's fairly easy to cut around the different pieces really helps. So thanks for watching my videos, you guys. I appreciate everybody's lovely comments. I got through all of the Saturday Morning Makes videos today, and yesterday and Saturday and Sunday, and I just am so excited. I think we had, if I counted right, we have over 27 videos this past weekend, which was just phenomenal. And tons and tons of Instagram posts, some of which I still haven't seen yet. I'm still trying to work my way through them. So it actually takes me most of the week to get through everybody's projects. But I just wanted to thank everyone that has uploaded and all the new people that are joining in. It's so much fun to have all those beautiful makes to look at each week. So I am going to grab my jar of buttons that's up here if I can. Oh, it's going to make my camera tip. Hold on. Oh, dear. Let's see if I can get this out, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I have this huge jar of these light pink buttons, and these are buttons that I got. I think these are all from MFT, and I have them in this lovely antique mason jar. But I bet you I can find just the perfect little pink button that will work with this card. So let's see really quick for those of you that want to keep watching. This was made by my friend Nancy Martinez. Hi, Nancy. Isn't this adorable, you guys? She made this for me and sent it to me many, many years ago, and I still have it sitting on my desk, Nancy. And I always think of you every time I look at it, you and your husband and family. So I think what we can do is that little bow on the dress, and then just put a little pink earth tone, pinkish earth tone button. So, and I'll put some twine through it too, probably. So there's our simple little card. All right, everybody, I will be back with a new release for Peachy Keen this weekend. And I also still have some stuff from LOTV DigiShop that I want to share. So lots of fun products to play with in 2022. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos and sharing heart with me. It means the world to me to share crafty time with you guys. And I so appreciate everybody's comments and all the joy that this community brings. I want to say hi to everybody out there. I was watching Char's channel a little bit today. I need to finish a video and comment there. I watched Felicia's video finally this today, I think it was, or yesterday, I can't remember. I had looked for it on Saturday, but it wasn't up yet, and so I went back and caught it today. And I've been watching videos from Gigi and Tina and new people that I just met, Deborah Lee Crafts, and I wrote a list of all the neat videos this weekend. So I hope to come back and do a recap when I share my Saturday morning makes this weekend. Tim and I are getting some shots on Friday, so hopefully I'll be okay and I'll be able to do a video on Saturday. But if I don't do a video, it's just because we're not feeling good, okay? All right, bye now.